Hello, this is Scott Baker, professional photographer, Red Hook, Brooklyn. www.scottwbaker.com. I'm holding in front of me right now a Nikon F4S film camera, professional grade, with a 50mm 1.4 lens on Nikkor. Camera's about 15 to 18 years of age, lens about 20. Very fast lens, 1.4 wide open, great for late in the afternoon, nighttime, any low light situation. And top of the line magnesium alloy body, Nikon F4. This could shoot at the time 5.5 frames per second, and it shoots film, matrix metering, spot metering, shutter speed up to 1/8,000th of a second. First, let me show you how you mount and unmount the lens on all Nikons. You push this small button right here on the side of the camera in, and then you turn the lens and remove. Very simple. The lens has 3 screw mounts into the body. It's a very rugged mount. Nikon F mounts have been around since 1959, and they continue to make their lenses this way. The main difference between this lens and a modern autofocus lens, besides the obvious fact that it's autofocus, and this is manual focus, is this is a solid metal lens constructed of higher quality than the normal plastic lenses that Nikon and Canon have been typically making. Additionally, they do make a higher grade Nikon lens, but it costs more. The main key difference, though, is this lens and the newer G-style lenses is there's no aperture ring on the new G lenses. If you look carefully, you can see it's stopping down or opening up, which is manually controlled. Stop down for lots of depth of field, wide open for low light. The new G lenses, that's all done inside the body of the camera. You cannot use these lenses on the state-of-the-art D3Xs unless you intend to do your own handheld metering or stop it down yourself. Regarding these lenses, almost all Nikon lenses made in the last 50 years are super sharp. Some lenses more sharp than others. The 50 was known to be a very sharp lens if you stopped it down to approximately f2 to f11, that sweet spot range. I've shot with this lens for many, many years. Back to the camera. This is the camera with the lens off. This is where you mount the lens to. On the side of the camera here, you have an adjustment here, which adjusts for single and continuous drive on the motor drive. And you can also set the motor drive speed right up here on top of the dial. Single shot, continuous high speed, continuous low speed, whatever setting you'd like. Additionally, there are settings here, right there, which you set for program mode, shutter speed mode, aperture mode, or fully manual. You'll be shocked how good a photograph you can get simply setting it on programmable or fully automatic. This here is where you set your shutter speeds. If you decide to change your shutter speed, you set it from here. You can set it to as fast as 1/8,000th of a second, which would be good for, let's say, sports. Or you can set it as low as 4 seconds for a very slow on a tripod shot. Additionally, it has, if you look carefully, a red 250, which is a sync speed for flash. You can set it to 2/50th of a second and it'll sync with a strobe. This has a hot shoe head mount here for any flash SB heads. Mount directly on here and you have through the lens flash metering. The shutter speed is driven by this dial up here, and you can change the speed at which you move the shutter speed drive by this adjustment here. If you set it on high, you get high. Other additional features, this has a built-in battery pack here for additional batteries, and you get much longer usage from the camera before you need to change the battery. One other feature is right here. You can see that. There's an adjuster diopter here for adjusting the viewfinder focusing for your eyesight. Some people require that the diopter gets changed so they can see better. There is an adjustment along here for the different metering patterns: matrix, spot, and center weighted. And additionally, in the back here, if you look closely, you can turn this and you'll see a red curtain drop down. This would be used if you were shooting late at night on a tripod for a long exposure and you need to make sure there's no stray light coming through the back. You would close that so it shows red, and that way you'll be able to see it. To open the camera to put film in, this control here, the front top of the camera, you push it towards the metered head, the spindle will pop up, you pull that out and expose some film. Not too smart. Which will now allow me to show you how to rewind the film. On the back of the camera there are two R buttons, one closer to the shutter speed and one on the left side. You push down on the R and move the little wing forward, and then you push down on the R2 button in the back and push it down. It will rewind the film. Takes about 5 seconds. Once it's rewound, you can pop open the back and take out your film, which is now partially overexposed because it was exposed to the light. Nevertheless, some of the exposures will be working just fine. Take the film, bring it to a lab, have prints made. Back to the camera. This is the camera with the back open. You will notice the gold contacts right here. These are used for some of the accessories that can be put on the data backs. Additionally, sometimes you would have film adapter canisters that would read information from this, but mostly it's the data back. To put the film in, you put it in here, drape it across, make sure it catches here, right there. Close the back, hit the shutter, and it'll wind the film forward. The other key features to the camera is incredibly rugged, virtually indestructible, a magnesium alloy combination body. You can get different heads, although this head is pretty damn good. When you go out shooting with this, remember you only have 36 exposures, so you need to carry extra film. To put the lens back on, 50 millimeter, you mount it, line up the two white dots, turn it counterclockwise, and you're good to go. If you'd like to see some of my additional work, shot both on film and digitally with anything from a Hasselblad to a Nikon to a Sony A900, please visit my website, scottwbaker.com, where you will find some of my work as well as additional high-definition video footage shot in the last year. Any questions, send me an email. Peace.